Right folks, welcome to this video. In this exciting episode, we're going to take a look at this ancient mill which stands here abandoned in the Scottish countryside. A cool point about this mill, about a mile upstream, well, across there is the River South Esk, and about a mile upstream there's actually a little sluice gate mechanism, and it sent the water down a lead all the way down to here, and this was the old like mill, so it's pretty cool. Let's go and have a wee look. Oh, there's loads of spiky bushes all over it. Let's have a look up here. Oh, we can see inside it. It's proper abandoned, like. Wow, I love old buildings like this. It's such a shame that it's just like here. Whoa. Look at this folks, we're in an abandoned historical wonder. I'm literally not trusting this floor here, but it's cool just to come and stick my head in. It's the sort of thing I come here with respect, just to document the history. If the door hadn't been wide open I wouldn't have come in. And there's no chance, look, I'm now walking on this floor because it's so like bowed. But it's crazy just to imagine the history of the miller. Kenny would have been in here all day, every day, probably grinding away at his grain and that. There would have been like milling wheels and stuff. This is the second story here, and I'm telling you, it's absolutely shot. I'm now going to walk about in it. It would be so cool to see, but I didn't trust the floor. Because probably at one time there was like a mill and wheel and stuff, and some real like technology of its era. But I'm not really wanting to get hurt falling through the floor, folks. Let's jump down here. Spiky bushes. Wow. I'm guessing it's just like the local farmer that's in charge of this nowadays. Whoa, there's just some proper massive beams in here. It's so cool to come and look at history like this before it's gone forever. Because it wouldn't probably be long before it just like falls down and it's totally ruined. Look at these big like wooden beams in here. It's honestly like the pub in Skyrim. Wow. Like I say, if it wasn't completely open to the elements and that, I wouldn't have come in here. Cause I respect the privacy of like owners of buildings and stuff like that, but it's so cool just to come in and have a look. Just imagine like what all went on here in the day. Because I have been told it's an old mill, but it's like, I wonder where like the water wheel and stuff was, if that is the case. Look at the old door. Real history folks right here on the channel. It's so cool seeing like an abandoned wonder like that, just lost to time. Look at the old door. The mill keeper must have been a rick wee lad here. Oh aye. I think last time I came there was more like windows and stuff in here. I'm just trying to get a real like aspect of like what I'm dealing with here. I'm looking at the lie of the land. It is unusual, like it's like it's been some storage maybe for a mill, but it doesn't look like it's had a water wheel or anything like that on it. So it is strange, like very strange. But the way all this water comes down here, there has definitely been some sort of lead. No, unless there has been more to it here that's totally gone now. Because look at the way this stone here is shaped. I had to wipe the cobwebs off there, folks. Yeah, so I was so interested to have a wee look in there, but like I say, the floor's just too far gone now. It's not safe for anyone to walk about in there. Even the owner probably like doesn't kick about in there anymore. It's interesting though, because I was thinking there would be evidence of like a water wheel or something. I'm just not seeing it. There is unusual hooks on the wall, metal hooks. Let's take a look in this window, folks. Look at the old window, the way the putty and stuff is, it's just incredible. That's the wee room where I was a minute ago. And then yeah, this is the little kind of like where the lathe must have come down. Look at it, the old bridge, it's pretty much dried up now. Whoa, it's just like a tunnel in there. Wonder if there's any secrets, any secret hidden gold. Yeah, because I'll tell you something with this lathe here, like it goes away underneath that wood. Wonder where the other end of it is. I'm shining my torch and I'm just not seeing nothing. Oh, it looks like it carves away. Oh, I can see now it carves away to the right. Wow. It carves away around to the right there, folks. Let's go and have a look. This is crazy. Let's see if we can see the other side of it. It must be under my feet right here. Oh look, there is stones under my feet here. See, it's probably all been filled in, because it's really like from a bygone era. And like I say, I'm not even sure where the water wheel and that was. Look at this here, this must be... Oh, there's so many little flies there. Oh yeah, look, there is the other side of it. The water flows in there massively, but yet there's nothing coming out the other side. So let me think, is that the same bit we're actually seeing? I think there's been another entrance into the other lathe there, because there's no way that much water flows in one end and there's nothing coming out the other end. Yeah, so the lie of the land here, it looks like there's a massive amount of stones and stuff being dumped there. So who knows, it is quite hard to figure out. But I'm pretty sure this is where the water would have been diverted down to at one time, from the little sluice that we're about to go and see. Oh, I can see there's actual hand-built like stone wall at the other side there. So I'm not sure if that was to do with like the old mill, or maybe the person's house up there. So interesting to see and explore though, folks. That's been a mad walk, folks. I've just come right up the side of this field here and we've made it as far as the sluice. It's pretty cool. It's like they've been actually cleaning this bit up here, because there's tractor tracks, now unless it's just been the boy turning, he's probably pushed all this out the corner of his field. But here's an ancient historical wonder. It's an ancient sluice mechanism which used to feed that old mill that we first saw at the start of the video. This is like the second piece of the historical puzzle, and you can actually see from the stonework on the arch that it matches the arches we saw down there. So it's clearly been related. Well, obviously it's related, it's connected on the same stream. Yeah, look at that. There's actually a lot of water coming through it. I think recently folks, when the river was really high, the water's been coming right over the top of here, which must have been incredible. Like you can see the old wooden shutters under there just about, like the water's managing to trickle through. This whole area here has just been built up, both sides. Built up strong at one time, but now it's kind of starting to get washed out, washed away. Kind of history like this is always just degrading and disappearing. Kind of one day it'll be lost forever. I can see it, there's a wooden bit in the water there, and it looks like it's part of the old like sluice mechanism that we're about to see. Oh look, there's an old bit of something. Look at that, an old rake. That's real history, folks. Just think about the farmer that was at one time like using that rake. That's incredible. Whoa, look at it here, what? This is totally different to the last time I was here. This is unreal. I think the last time I was able to walk right out here. Oh aye, that's so different, that's incredible. That's totally taken me by surprise, folks. Like I've never seen it like this. Check out these old mechanisms here. Whoa, there's a beastie on there. Look at these old mechanisms. The boy would have come at one time and put his square wrench onto there, and then they would have winched up. Probably the mill keeper he would have had to come up here if the river was getting higher or lower, and he would hate to operate these. And then down at the mill, they would have probably had a water wheel, and it would have continuously been turning. But I think as long as the lead was flowing, they had water for the wheel. If they wanted to stop it, they had to pretty much like cut the water supply off. Look at this one, there's a roller there which must have run on the back of the wooden bit. Sadly on this one, the wooden bit's fallen off. That's maybe it we saw in the water. But wow, like, what a scene here. No wonder the water's so deep going down that way. Like, when you see it like this, it's crazy. I was actually wanting to hear better. Look, see if you fell in there, you could die because it's such a deep hole. Oh, it's like it's actually been blocked there by... Looks like it's been blocked by some tin and stuff like that. Yeah, but this is such an old mechanism. Such a cool bit of history. Once again, hidden here in the middle of the countryside. And literally, you wouldn't know it was here unless you came on one hell of a walk. And then you can see it this side too, it's built up. And I believe the whole flow of the river here was directed with this giant mound here of earth around the edge of the field. That's to stop the river bursting its banks. But there would have always been like a corner in the river here, and what they did, I think, when they built likes of this, you can see there's a massive cement ridge here running out into the water, and that was to direct the river down to here. So it would always feed this before it flowed away off down there. And like there is a cool like cement kind of bit there which is designed to like guide the water, but obviously we can't see it today. What an adventure coming to a place like this though. It's like every time you come somewhere it looks different, and like literally I've never ever seen it like that. Like here's a random like car headlight. Yeah, we'll go down here and have a wee look at the water. What a spot, it looks so deep around here. There's some proper massive stones here that's been washed like downstream. Yeah, you can see the edge there where, that's the edge of cement right along that white ripple in the water. That was all put in. It's a serious amount of work. That was all put into it to guide the main river to that sluice. So interesting. Like trying to guide the force of water is one of the hardest things. But literally like back in those days, the kin what they were doing, that was like their free energy source to turn their mill. Imagine doing that. Once you get the water down, the wheel starts turning. It's like nowadays you would flick a switch and use tons of electricity. Back then you could do it morning, noon and night, anytime you wanted, and free energy. All you had to do was upkeep your sluices, maintain your wheel. But yeah, it's super interesting to see it. Look at it through this angle, folks. So cool. I love the way the old stone works, just like stuck together all this years. Like it's quite rough staying down here, and then when you get nearer the sluice up there, it's tidy, smooth stone. I was just getting some pictures of this, and it's so cool just to like see it from all angles. Like look at this, the way the stone is bound together with the metal bits, and it looks like it's had some sort of pattern on it, maybe for grip. Maybe on those icy Scottish winter mornings, like the boy would be coming down here and slipping all over the place, so that'll be just to stop that. Now look at it from this angle. See, if you had a thing like that nowadays, it would have nothing but railings and stuff around it to stop you falling in. Whereas the mill keeper probably never ever fell in, even with no railing. Anyway folks, I'm going to go the alternative route back down this way. It goes round the other side of the field. So that's been a cool little walkabout, another little bit of abandoned history. It's cool just to document places like that before they're gone forever. So I'll end this video here, folks. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one very soon.